Well, hey everybody. Welcome to Mobility Monday. This is actually happening via recording today, not live streaming. So hopefully that didn't confuse anybody and that you're here ready to go. I'm up in Canada and moving my mom into a new place to live, and I was kind of unsure about the situation, so I thought I'd make sure I did not miss a Monday because that's so important to me. Today, when we do mobility, I want to focus on hip rotation and thoracic spine rotation. And when we focus on those two things, we probably are still going to interact in a positive way with the ankles and the lower leg, specifically the mobility of the ankle. Okay, so as usual, we hopefully have had a great weekend of running or hiking or skiing, but even if you have done all of those things or none of those things, chances are pretty good that you're pretty tight through your anterior hip and through your psoas muscle, which actually attaches all the way up here just behind your rib cage to the front side of your spine. So let's go ahead and just start with our half kneeling hip openers. We'll move kind of quickly through it. We're just going to go down into this half kneeling position. When we talk about mobility, we're talking about the whole body. So try and tuck your big toe under in the back if you can to get that big toe mobility. We're just going to reach high with one arm. We're just going to knee drive. We got 10 of these. 2, we're moving in and out. 3, 4. It's not always about teaching. Sometimes it's just about doing, and we got to do this stuff together. 9 and 10. Switch to the other side. Half kneeling position. 90 degrees on the lead knee, 90 degrees in the back. Tuck the big toe under. Left knee is down. Left arm is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm coming straight at you for this next one. 90-90, half kneeling position. This time the knee's going to go out to about 10-30, right? So just 45 degrees out from the hips. So the hips are right here. We're going to actually try to open the hips as that knee stays out in line with the foot, and you're going to get an adductor inner thigh stretch. So the hips are rotating away. 2, 3, 4. Don't let that knee dive in. 5, 6, 7, 8. Chest stays up. 9 and 10. So sometimes we use hand drivers to really accentuate where we're trying to go. So right here, I could collapse into that knee drive, or I can expand and reach using my left hand to open that chest up. It's very natural once you start doing more mobility work to want just that little bit more. And it's funny because once you do that, you feel more tension inner thigh. Let's go 2. Go ahead and add that with me if you want. 3. Use my right hand as the guide. 4, make sure my right knee doesn't come in. If my right knee's coming in, there's no sense having the hand up because I still am right here. So if the knee dives in, which many of you, I know your knee is diving in because I work with people all the time who do this. So self-assess. When you get into this position, does your knee want to dive in? If it does, just use your hand as a guide. If it doesn't, let's start to expand the movement bubble. Ready? We're going to go 10 each side one more time. 1, use your breath, big inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to talk about this in just a second. 7, adductor length. 8, 9, and 10. Everything has a purpose. If we're trying to get stronger glutes, you better get more mobility in your inner thigh. You better get more mobility in the anterior part of the thigh and the hip. 1. That's why some of you guys are feeling so good. 3, because we take the time to open this up. 4. When it opens up, 5, we can actually start to strengthen it. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. So knowing that now this is open, I'm going to go ahead and activate it. So sometimes Mobility Monday can turn into stability Monday. If you have a stability ball, a big ball like this, put it between your knees, straighten out your feet, drop your hips to the back just a little bit, squeeze your knees in, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. If you do not have a big ball, A, you should get one, but B, if you don't, I'm just gonna anchor in on this next move. Ready? No ball, but I'm gonna turn that on. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No excuses. If you have the ball, stay with the ball. If you don't, just anchor in. Ready? Hips to the back, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more time. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Can you do one more? Do it. Squeeze. Walk those feet in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we often ask ourselves, self, how strong is strong enough, right? How much do I need machines? Do I need weights? What do I need? Well, let me just tell you, if you're a runner, if you're a triathlete, you're pretty strong. I'll tell you that right now. We're gonna make you more efficient and more economical. Okay, if you have a mini band, put it just above your knees. If you don't have a mini band, don't worry about it, just do the movement. From right here, we're gonna take a big step to the right, come right back. Same hips to the back. 2. Now we're starting to activate and switch on the lateral hip. 4, 5, 6. Mini bands are really inexpensive. So is a stability ball, quite frankly. Most of the stuff we use is inexpensive compared to being injured, right? Physical therapist, over $100 an hour. Chiropractor, even with a copay, usually around $100 an hour. So making these little purchases and investments in your wellness, they're good investments. 1, 10 times. 2, even just the time that you're taking to do this today, it's an investment. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's take the mini band, and again, if you don't have a mini band, it's okay. Just put it around your feet, top and bottom of the feet. We're gonna lay on the ground. The first movement is gonna be to pull pubic bone to belly button. Flatten your back. From right there, the mini band isn't doing anything, it's just there, all right? So just keep your low back nice and strong. Hold that. See if you can walk your ribs a little bit further from your hips. Secure your low back into the ground again. Don't lift your butt off the ground, just hold that position. Sphere of tension, fingertips touching. Reach over your head. Walk your shoulders even further from your pubic bone. Now what we're going to do is give 5 big breaths. Expand the rib cage. Mobilize the thoracic spine. Here we go with our breath. Keep the low back on the ground while you're breathing. One more time. And relax. So I actively had to re-engage 1 time during that 5 breath series. So that means I had to have that little bit of squeeze between the pubic bone and the belly button in order to get the low back flat to the ground. Now, both knees up. Again, if you don't have a mini band, no big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and lock my fingertips behind my left knee, and we're gonna extend right leg straight out. 1, keep tension on that band. 2, 5 reps. 3, 4, one more, and 5. Now, same thing other side. Lock the hands, keep the elbows kind of straight. Push left leg, 1, 5 reps. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, fingertips together, half sphere of tension. The hip flexor is going to hold the left knee. I'm not holding it this time, right? Hands away. 1, 2, 10 reps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, see how still that stays, and 10, and relax. I'm not the brightest bulb on the chandelier, I'm not the strongest bulb on the chandelier, but these kind of connections, without a doubt, will make your running and cycling better, okay? So stay connected right here. Pubic bone to belly button, flatten your back, feet are up, right knee is on its own, left leg extend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, mini band going away. Working into some hip rotation. Nice and easy. You're going to be on your elbow, hands on your hips. This is a clamshell, right? Clamshell is all about function. 2, 3. So all we want to make sure is that you can do it without any herky-jerky. So if it's like, oh shit, then you know, oops, sorry. You just want it to be smooth, smooth, and smooth. Good. A nice body weight only clamshell, working hip rotation, and it should be very smooth. So we're looking at the quality of the movement, right? Knee is up. 1, 2, keep the hips stacked. They should be on top of each other. 3, 4, 5, 6, just gently working hip rotation. 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's a great exercise. I think it's a little bit overprescribed because once you get smoothness in the movement, it's kind of done. You kind of own it. And once you own it, then you have to challenge yourself in different ways. So we're going to go 90-90 seated position here. So 90 degrees on my front knee, 90 degrees on my back knee. Half sphere of tension on the ground. Lift your back. Oh, Jesus. Oh, a hip cramp. Okay, we want to lift and go into internal rotation with that back leg. So I'm going to struggle from that position. So I'm going to put 2 hands over here, and we're just lifting the back foot, going into internal rotation. 2, 3. Should be able to lift that foot up, maybe a little higher than mine. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So in order for me to get into internal rotation with that back hip, I had to decrease the hip angle. I couldn't do it on the other side. I think I'm going to get it on this side. But there's just, in order for this muscle to let go on the outside, it has to be strong on the inside. So I'm going to keep to two hands lateral. You can join me here. This is the first time we've really worked on this. So as a group, if you're feeling a little bit like I am, a little bit insecure about it, just get into the same position. Decrease the hip angle by bringing the knee forward. 2 hands on the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I'm starting to get a hamstring cramp. 10. Oh. which shows you that my hamstrings have kind of been compensating a little bit for my lack of internal rotation of the hips. So any of you that start to have hamstring, you think you have tight hamstrings, usually you don't have tight hamstrings, you have overworked hamstrings. It's not balanced. I'm trying to bring you more balance here. So same thing, hip is forward, 2 hands on the ground, 2, work an internal rotation, 3 of the right hip, 4, which for me is not great, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those of you that don't know me well, first of all, welcome. My name is Erin Carson. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist here in Boulder, Colorado. I own a gym called Rally Sport, but at the same time, I'm also a former basketball player, and I am far from world-class endurance athlete, but I love it. I love triathlon, I love cycling, and I love running too. And I've had high hamstring tendinopathy, and I've had plantar fasciitis. I'm not chronically injured, but I'm old, so stuff's bound to have happened, right? 5, 6, but I will tell you 7, that attention to detail, 8, 9, 10. Attention to detail throughout your training year will bring you much more fruitful results. I do have the privilege of coaching as a strength coach, some of the top, I think I trained 5 of the top 10 PTO women, maybe even 6 of them in the professional ranks. I've definitely got some very, very strong men that I coach as well, a couple in the top 10 of the PTO as well, and some fighting to get into the top 20. But mad respect for everybody out there fighting the good fight, trying to stay healthy, and just loving life and loving endurance sports. That's Mobility Monday. I will see you next Monday. And if you want more information, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on the message part of the YouTube, or you can message me on any of my social media, EC Fit Strength. I've got a pretty good systematic approach to be able to reach out to anybody and do some online coaching and training and just give you lots of tools to just get stronger for longer. Peace out.